All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So, welcome back, everybody, to the Made in Dreams podcast, episode 61. I'm your host, Mighty Vicious, the delicious Alicious, joined always by my co host, Jamie James, the Hearn the Hunter of marketing when it comes to dreams. And today, we are joined by Fluximux, patron of the beautiful dreams. It's great to have you here with us, Flux. How you doing?
Thank you for inviting me. I'm really good, and you?
I'm doing as good as I can be, and that's good enough. So, look,
It's Friday. We made it. We're
yeah,
here.
we another week has been conquered, I guess you would say. So, look, before we get started, for those that were here early to the podcast, we started a new thing where during the week I'm going to ask that people send me their short films in dreams from 1 minute to 3 minutes long. And we're going to be picking them and showing them before we start the podcast. So that's what you just saw in case you got here and was like, hey, where's the normal countdown? So let's go ahead and get started because we got a lot to go over today. So, I do you want us to call you Flux, or do you want us to? Would you rather be called by your name? How do you?
Flux is good.
Flux,
I
Flux,
love the
yes.
silence. She's like, hmm.
Yeah. this
Your
this is
idea.
a big decision. So I guess
She's like, oh, wait, you're asking me?
so. Please tell us about yourself and the journey you've taken, into dreams.
Yeah. So I'm Florence, and I'm a leather worker, and yeah, I make tiny games in dreams.
Fantastic. And I guess what I mean, did you have a or I guess how would I put this? Where did your style come from? Like would you say you have a consistent style outside of dreams as well as in dreams, or did you create it specifically for dreams?
So it's good to know I used to study fashion design before,
Hmm.
and yeah, and afterwards leather design. Um, and yeah, my style changed all the time. I experienced a lot of stuff within dreams, and also I used to do embroidery, cross
Mm-hmm.
stitch. And yeah, I'm just exploring different styles. But with my last game, at least, I think I found really the style I really like to do. But yeah, I like to still experiment a little bit. A lot of drawing, a bit of embroidery, like I told you, and I learned Photoshop during my design studies. Uh, I tried Illustrator, but I didn't like it. But yeah, it's
Would you find that your experience with learning how artwork works on programs such as Photoshop, did that have any advantageous benefits going into dreams?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think having basics in Photoshop really helps. Uh, it's less impressive when you get the dreams for the first time. And yeah, it's I think dreams is really more user friendly. Like the UI is cute and
Mm.
it's just uh, it
Just
helps a lot.
overall better. Just better than everything.
It seems to be the overall, opinion of the majority of artists that come into Dreams. They just say like, it's just so much simpler to use than any other program. And it really is a testament to, the UI designers of Dreams that you can see they really took their time to figure out the most simplest and effective way for people to work around all the tools in the system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's still hard a little bit at the beginning. Like the learning curve
Mm.
is tough, but and especially with the controller, it was really hard at the beginning. But now it's just intuitive. I
Yeah,
don't know if it's the word
second
in English.
second nature. And I always get a little scared whenever someone says it's hard, because it's like, as a person who's tried and failed at every other program out there, I
Mm,
I always get afraid that people are going to group it in with that level of difficulty, but it's not that. It's like it's a new system to learn, yes, but it's not like opening Blender for the first time,
God, no.
or
No.
or Unreal Engine, where you're just sitting there staring and like, I have no clue how to do anything. Yeah. And
yeah.
let's see here. So I guess, you've been making waves in the Dreams community with the release of and I want to make sure, is it Listre?
I say it list.
Least? And yeah, it's a truly beautiful
Yeah.
game. But like, where did the idea for this come from?
So I played Rhyme and I finished it, and I played another game called Ilo Ilo. It's free. It's a little free game, really really tiny, and it's on itch.io, and it's a cute, colorful island, and both games really inspired me to make my own little island. And yeah, for the story, I was not sure I wanted even a story. I just wanted to create an island and have a little character just to hang out in it. But I got inspired by the fact that I had chemo a few years ago, so I have focus problems since then, and but it's temporary, but it can last years. And I've always been interested in social justice, social issues. So I decided to make my character disabled and create the story from that. And yeah,
Awesome.
I'm really yeah.
I mean,
Thanks.
it truly is a unique look and like a heartwarming style. And I guess, have you thought about, like, are you into other forms than just gaming? Or like, would you possibly make this a series within itself, like a animated series?
I never thought about doing it. Actually, my animating is my worst. That's why I used Steve Big Gun's puppet because I
Mm.
knew I want to be professional. But I really want to practice. But yeah, imagining making an anime series impossible for me. But I like to be a tiny project, and I want to make a lot of tiny projects and kind of make it like a bundle
Mm.
in the end.
Okay. Because I mean, you've had quite a really positive reaction to this game that you've released, and like I mean, from Twitter alone, it's gone dreams viral, if you will. Would you consider expanding on your initial idea with this game and making it a larger piece? Like, I know you said you want to do mini projects, but would you ever
Yeah.
consider just branching off of what you've made and making it into something much larger scale?
No, I don't think I will expand it because I like it to be tiny, and
Mm.
also I have no idea what I would make more. I'm not inspired at all. So yeah, I will keep it short. Maybe in the future I will see ways to expand one of my tiny games. But we'll see.
So with your next tiny game that you're making, can we expect the same sort of art style, or are you going to go for something completely different?
It's quite different. It's Stu's-like, but really, really inspired, heavily inspired by Ashen, which is also Souls-like, and
Hmm.
another game called Absolver. And I really loved their their aesthetic, so I tried to kind of recreate it. And I wanted
Interesting.
to, yeah, I wanted to see if it was possible in dreams, and I I used a little bit of my flat color technique
Hmm.
to make it possible. Um, but yeah, it's not quite flat as
Mm.
Lisp.
I mean, that's another thing. Your color palette and the technique you have for these flat colors that you have in this game is really, really pretty. And it's like really eye candy. Like as soon as you see the image for it on the Dreamiverse, it really catches your eye and you want to look at it because it's such a unique art style. How long did it take you to sort of master the technique that you knew you would see for this game?
Of weeks, yeah, a really long time, I think. So I didn't discover this technique. It's uh, a dreamer called Rocky with a gun, and his name is Oscar on Twitter. And he has this really, really pretty project called After Image.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yep, I'm aware. Yeah.
he, he got interviewed by Jen during a Twitch live, and he kind of said what he did. And I'm French, so it was difficult to understand. So I just played it again, and really tried for many weeks, like maybe 2 months, how how we made it. And but sometimes it's too hard. Uh, I got less lucky with Lisp because I use light colors, essentially white and yellow. But with dark colors, it's really hard. So I had for the trees, I had to use paint instead
Hmm.
to get it, and I used text gadgets also. You need to do what you have to do.
Yeah. You have to use all the smoke and mirrors in dreams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as I like to call it, the movie magic.
Indeed, yes.
But that's kind of the first point I did want to get into because uh, anything as Jamie brought up that kind of breaks the dreams look like
Mm,
automatically sparks interest within the community because a lot of people, who aren't as practiced within dreams, such as myself, like for us to break the dreams look sometimes feels impossible. Like to keep like to break it but also not break your thermo, it feels
Yeah.
impossible. But yeah, like being able to do it was is very is yeah, it just it automatically stands out as a beacon within the Dreamiverse. When you're scrolling and you see something like Least and like After Image and all that, it just it automatically expands everyone's viewpoint of like what dreams can do. So
mm,
for that, um, yeah, it's amazing. And every time I see someone that's able to do that with dreams, it gives me a little more hope for my own personal projects. So
mm,
on behalf of the Dreamiverse, I'd like to say thank you because when I first saw this, I was like, "What? How did they do this?" And I mean, it was the same thing for After Image. It was just like,
yeah,
how do you do this? It just doesn't even make sense to my brain yet. Um,
mm,
but yeah, so that's I just wanted to go on that little tirade.
mm.
So it was up on the screen and all these will come back around, but you were saying you were working on a Souls like game, and uh that is like a completely different direction
Yeah, like
from
black and white difference.
yeah. So like, are you a huge like Souls fan?
Kind of. I really love Bloodborne. It's one of my, I think, top 5, top 3 favorite games of all time. And I just bought Dark Souls 1 remastered, and I'm still in the beginning, and I'm struggling a lot. But
Yeah, I don't even attempt.
Yeah,
I
no,
played
I
I
don't go
played
there.
like I played Demon Souls, and
oh,
I think that the next one I played was like way back. That was back in the day. Like, and then the next one I played was Sekiro, which I loved. Sekiro is like my favorite from Soft game. Um, and I'm trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to get into Elden Ring. I know that's like the hot topic right now. Um, but yeah, it feels more Souls like than Sekiro like, so I don't know if it's going to flow with me. But
Elden Ring is definitely more Souls-like,
yeah,
100%.
yeah,
I played the test thing that they did a few weeks ago, like the the closed test thing that they did. Definitely, it's literally just it's so Souls-like, and I'm terrible at those games. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna rage quit so hard. My controller's going straight out the window and onto the pavement. I don't do well.
So, I mean, I guess, are you trying to reinvent the Souls game? Like, is there a mechanic that you really like want to nail down for your game that you feel Souls is missing, or is it just an overall love of Souls?
yeah, it's more like a tribute, and yeah, no, I'm just using Lampazoo's template, which is great. It's amazing, and I just changed the lock on target. I wanted my puppet to really be face the enemy and stuff. So I'm really happy with that. It took me weeks to get this result, and yeah, I just changed that, and I wanted to explore this aesthetic, Ashen and Observer's aesthetic, because I loved it so much.
Yeah. Are there any other games that you would say throughout that like really influenced where like how your developing style works? Like, other than the
uh,
ones you've listed?
yeah, I guess one of my favorites of all time is Majora's Mask, and I really love Gravity Rush, Breath of the Wild, but I also play a lot of tiny independent game. Like there are so many free tiny games you can find on itch.io, and they are really really cool. So I play a lot of them, and I think my style is really really uh, inspired by it's a collective called Sock Pop, and there are a few guys. They make games like each 2 weeks. They make a game, but uh, in fact, it takes them more 4 weeks, and it's so interesting how they work. They made a talk on JDC,
Hmm.
really interesting, and it's always cute, pretty, and it looks fun. Usually, the games are from 15 minutes to 1 hour or more, and I like it. It's really interesting to see how
Awesome.
they work.
So kind of like a game jam then.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think they met at game jams, and they decided to do this all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, they do it. Each man do its own game actually for
Hmm.
this collective. Yeah, I remember. So
And you had mentioned that you were going to make a template for your style and release it out into the Dreamiverse. Did you want to talk about that, or I guess go
yeah,
into why?
for the flat color, I so it's not the same settings uh, for list. I reworked it a lot, and to make it work on darker colors. And I think it's the best I can do for now. And I wanted to at least make a dream tutu, like a big
Hmm.
dream, and because there are many things to know.
Yeah.
And I see. I wanted to share it, maybe yes, but at least make a tutorial.
Well, that would be awesome because I know there's a ton of people, including myself, who would like to play around with it and get it from you just to see. Like, I kind of wish I'd made the clip of the Souls game replay a couple of times before before going because, like how you said that it's kind of flat but not really, and it does have a really interesting look that I don't think you notice when you first see it. Like the video that you posted on Twitter, like it's
Mm.
like when I first saw it, I was like, huh, something's up with this. And I could and it's like I couldn't nail down, and then I was like, wait, this is this is like the like list and
Oh, really?
like yeah, but it's just different enough that it's just like it takes a minute to really catch those like little flourishes that make it different and make it feel just just how would I put it? Like flat but not. It's like you get more dimensions the more you look at it. And so
Mm.
I'm really into. Is it going to be hard? Is it going to be super hard?
Yeah, it takes time, but it's okay. As long as you've got your settings done, the annoying thing is to always make some change to every sculpt you have.
Hmm.
You need to put brightness and stuff, and sometimes it's hard for your color palette because I like to have a color palette before working on dreams.
Mm.
And for list, it was a nightmare because no colors could make it. It was really annoying. Um, but with the new settings I made, it's easier. Like the colors match the result. What was really hard. Like the unless the colors doesn't match the results, so it's really time consuming to find the right colors in the end.
But I
Yeah,
think
they
people will make some really interesting stuff with this color palette. Like I'm just thinking about all the still imagery that people will create, like, using this color palette is going to look really, really interesting. So it's really cool that you're releasing this into the Dreamiverse.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
already
really want to see more uh, projects like this on Dreams because I'm just drawn to those kind of games with
Mm.
aesthetic or bright and so yeah, I really want to see more of that.
Not only that, but it really helps people to learn how to break through of that traditional dreams look, and by people like yourself releasing these packs and tutorials to show how it's done, just
Mhm.
really helps the community to thrive. And from your tutorial and your asset pack that you're going to release into Dreams, it might inspire them to find a loophole around of doing some other kind of art style. So it's just really good. Everybody just builds on top of it, and yeah,
Mm.
together we're going to break Dreams until there is
Mhm.
no traditional Dreams look anymore.
yeah.
Actually, in fact, since the Twitch interview of Rocky with Again, who
Hmm.
explained how he does that, he made a quick video tutorial and he posted it on his Twitter. But it was too late for my settings on this. It was a bit different, I realized. And on top of that, I talked with Saku's Mind, and
Hmm.
he made a tutorial for stylized art, and he explained on it how I made list. But I don't know if I would yeah, I Listries. I don't know how I made it with List.
You just got there somehow.
I mean, that's kind of how it seems to work with people who do break, through the dreams look. It's like a lot of times they're like, yeah, I can tell you how to get to this part. But then after that, you just got to mess around with stuff cuz I don't know how I did it. Like that does seem to be the theme of it all. Um but I go back one more time just to this souls thing. Is it going to be hard, or are you going to like make it really cutesy towards the end? Like, is it going to be like souls with teddy bears?
Um, I don't know. I just know it's going to be really short. I don't know. I kinda kept Lampazoo settings for the light and stamina.
Mm-hmm.
So and on the enemies too. So it's going to be Souls like.
Okay. All right. All right.
But it's okay. I don't think I'll put too many enemies.
All right. Well, I mean, hey, I'd rather, as we talk about all the time when we get into my very opinionated topics, I would prefer like short and deep than long and shallow in game development. Like so,
Mm.
I'm with you. Do it. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to play it. I guess for I keep coming up with a question, but then I forget it by the time we get to a stopping point. But Jamie, did you want to take over for a second? I'm gonna try to
Yeah,
remember
sure.
this. Okay.
So how long have you been playing Dreams for? Have you been playing since the beginning, or like what's your history with Dreams?
So I bought it on January, I think, last
This
January,
year or last January?
this year.
Oh, this year. Okay, so mm, wow, you've learnt a lot in a year.
Yeah.
You've
I have
done a lot.
I have a lot of spare time, so that's why. And yeah, but at the beginning, I didn't want to make my own games. I just wanted to kind of recreate Majora's Mask and just play with it. And yeah, I don't know. I kind of got creative with dreams, and yeah, in the end, I'm making my own little games. So I'm really,
Awesome.
really happy.
And like, is there any other aspect of Dreams that you want to sort of delve into, like say the music side, for instance, or anything like? Is there anything else in Dreams that you would like to delve into, or are you just primarily focused on making these mini games?
Yeah, no, I focus on games. May yeah, because music it's not my forte, but I like to kind of change small things in it sometimes.
Okay.
The Yeah, what I do is I try to find them on the Dreamweavers. Uh, um, it's All Stars is really useful for that. I Before I discovered his Twitch channel, I was struggling a lot to find music, and I checked copyright-free music on YouTube too. Uh, if I don't find the right
Okay,
fit.
so you find the copyright-free music and you import that into
Yeah,
Dreams to use in your creations. Okay, that's actually that's quite an interesting idea. I've never thought about that before.
yeah. Sometimes you need it. It doesn't exist on Dreams because
I see.
Dreams.
My mind just naturally goes with Dreams. You see, if it's not there, just make it, or someone's going to make it. It's just Dreams is just such a collective of pure creational talent. I just wouldn't necessarily think of finding a song outside of Dreams and bringing it in. That's quite interesting.
Yeah, no, it's. useful.
Yeah, I've I've thought about it personally, but
Okay.
I always get a little iffy just because I'm like, if you pull something in, but then the person changes whether or not it's copywritten or not,
Yeah.
and then it goes. So I'm just like, of course, at no point do I go to the just make it because it's me, guys, it's me. But like I've made one semi good song and it's not even a song, it's like a good 30 seconds of something. But yeah, I do try to stick to the Dreamiverse because I just don't want to get caught up in red tape, and I don't want Media Molecule, if someone changes whether or not something is free, which has happened before, I don't want Media Molecule to be like, you're being a bad boy, and I'm just and I'm like, I didn't mean to, Daddy Molecule. Anyway, the point
Daddy
is,
Molecule.
but but yeah, I mean that is definitely something I've looked into, especially during my time where me and Dreams were having we were having a little spat. We weren't sleeping in the same bed, if you know what I mean. Like it was, everybody knows what I'm talking about at this point.
Yeah,
But yeah, yeah,
everybody knows.
yeah. So like there was a time where I didn't trust. and during that time I was like taking things outside of Dreams to like YouTube and doing all my editing in like Premiere and basically like putting things out in YouTube instead. But during that time I would pull free music to like, or free scores or something like that to go along with them. And so that's kind of where I naturally gravitated. But then now that Dreams and I, we're back on the mends, we've set our vows again. Uh, it's gotten a lot easier at home. So yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Actually, I did something a bit risky for the Dreamscom, the last one. I put a free copyright song on it, music on it. But they were very nice because they put my booth on the event and just put off the music. I was I was a bit disappointed, but because I really liked the music, but yeah, I got lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I mean, I don't think Daddy Molecule would ever come down, angrily, but sometimes they, but then when they have to punish, like if they had to punish, that, it could come off, you feel scolded. But yeah, they were cool, I guess, and just was like, yeah, we'll just nick that right on off and just put it on there. So, as always, Media Molecule doing things that prove that they have the best community and relationship in gaming. Which, if y'all don't mind, I did want to go into the post from
Yes.
well, so there was I'm trying to get back to it now because I had it saved in my jams, but what was it? PlayStation Blog was doing um their studio award or whatever. I guess to coincide with the video game awards. I'm trying to get back to it now, guys. I'm sorry, but um, there was a. Oh, I'm doing this the wrong way. See, this is what happens, guys, when you try to do too many things at once. After a week of doing too many things at once. Yeah, yeah, I'm getting there. Not to mention, God, that's what I should have put on. Vinwave, if you're around, you need to hit me back up, bro. So I'm just going through all these messages trying to find this one, and it's, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna let Jamie just take over while I find this again because I'm messing up. Jamie, go ahead and take
Oh
over.
boy, you just you can't find it, or is it
It's
gone?
no, it's in my list of stuff that I've done on Twitter, but there was like a whole blowout on my Twitter for like for like the last
Okay.
couple of days. So I'm trying to
Yeah, yeah,
track it
yeah, yeah.
down.
All right, okay. Well, I'm just going to quickly go to the comments real quick and just have a look through these comments and see what people's been saying, because we have abandoned the comments. And this is what happens all the time. We just talk and talk and talk, and then everybody puts all these nice comments in, and then we forget that they're there. So let's have a look. So Jet Yeti says that, oh yeah, you were the creator of this, like, shocked face. He's happy to see you. Yeah, I just didn't know who made it. I like how they can get the flat look to it. It reminds me of Absolved a little bit and another game I can't remember. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Asian.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if I say it right, but.
How you doing, Mai? You found it yet?
Oh yeah, I found it. I just
Okay,
didn't
good.
want to cut you off. I thought you.
No. I
Because there's
saw
so
your
much-
face and I was like, oh, I can see he's found it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I also wanted that comment because there's a bunch of people just praising your work. So, like I said, when I'm sitting out here saying that people really appreciate your work and dreams, don't think I'm just trying to fluff you up here. It's there's a lot of people that really like your work, and Saku even stopped through and said hi. And
yeah, I'm a bit shy, so I don't look at the chat. It would be too overwhelming.
yeah, you end up like me trying to work on 6 devices at once in the middle of a podcast. So basically, Media Molecule came out with their last update that changed a lot about dream shaping. And one of the things was that they kind of took away the search assets by dreamers button, which I had noticed, but I found a way around it. But I was like, man, I wonder why they got rid of that. Is that to like force people into basically just like looking through the whole Dreamiverse? But apparently, Media Molecule or the Ruruni Dan said, "Can we not search assets by dreamers anymore?" And he said, "Regression." And Media Molecule reached him back and said, "Hello, this is something we removed as we weren't aware of a particular use case. Are you after certain assets from certain creators or something like a collaboration?" And from there started a conversation between Media Molecule, Ruruni Dan, and a few others, basically saying how they used and how it made it easier to find assets from particular people. And Media Molecule basically came back and said, "Oh, well, we told our people it'll be back up by the end of today." And within 3 hours, they had changed it and updated it back into Dreams. That's a turnaround time I've never seen in gaming.
It's just there really is no words to describe how tied Media Molecule is to their player base. Like, they are just the ultimate studio that just loves their players. I mean, you can't. That's just a pure testament towards the love for it. I mean, even if it's just that one person, there's like, well, one person out of all of our players use this feature, so we've got to put it back. Like, they care about each and every single person that uses Dreams, and it's just so humbling to see the way that they care.
So I just wanted to take a moment to throw out that appreciation segment because, like I said, I've never seen a turnaround like that in gaming before.
It's crazy.
And I'm older than most of y'all. Remember, I've been around in gaming for a while. Okay, I may not look it, but I'm older than most. No, I'm just y'all forget it. Just pushing 40 years here. So so look. I want to go into that, but now I want to go back to questions because to make sure I didn't forget, I started writing them down as we were talking. Hold on, we got to go back to chat real quick. Hold on, where is it? Oh, Ghost Fruit said such a beautiful art style. Let me see here. There we go. Yeah, and then we had Char, I don't know, says, or IDK says, honestly, Flux's art style is one of the most unique art styles in Dreams. Like it's up there to Pixar quality.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
look at him blush. Look at him.
You be doing some special stuff out here.
Yep.
You really
Yep.
are.
And Payoff Wizard, did MM ever comment on the burger van situation? I did not see it if they did, but I do
Can
want
you
to.
remind me what the situation was? My
I
my
I
brain's gone flat.
I honestly I don't have all of the details on it, so I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk to Burger Van first,
Okay. All right.
because I did want to kind of bring that into a roundtable of its own. But yeah, I do want to know what's going on with that situation or how that played out. Um, let me see here. Olet said interesting decision to remove. How can more search functionality be a bad thing? I don't, you know, to that. It's just to that point. One of my friends was like, "You have to remember that, like these game development houses are people. Like at the end of the day, it's people. We get into the mindset of thinking of like, these companies as like full blown corporations and things. He's like, but at the end of the day, he was like, a lot of it is just people, and people sometimes do things. so they probably just were looking at how to kind of, make it all look sleeker, and, and they just axed something, and they were just like, oh well, people don't use that, we don't think, and they tried to make it better, and it inadvertently, didn't.
Always the case.
Yeah, but like Google does all the time, breaking things that aren't, or fixing things that aren't broken.
That is a
But
whole of a conversation.
It is, and another podcast, not dreams. But anyway, the point is, like, it's that it happens all the time, but at the same time, it's like a company not telling basically its user base to just get used to it, which is what most of them do.
Yeah. And that's the thing. They'd be like, "Oh, sorry, this is just part of the plan."
Yeah, that's how we see it.
You probably wouldn't even get a reply. I mean, let's just get honest here. You wouldn't even get a "sorry for the inconvenience" comment. They'd just ignore it.
Yeah. They just tell you how much of a sense of pride and accomplishment you get from not being able to search by search by users anymore. Anyway, yeah. So removed the feed of creations by dreamers you follow from creation mode. They put it back in after I complained about it, and I was the only one. Hey, there you go. There you go.
That's it. I mean, it just really just goes to show they care so much, and Dreams is really their passion project, and they want it to be perfect. And without all of our criticism, they can't do that. So I just love the way they work. Everything about what they do and how they do it is all for the benefit of us, and it shows in the way they do things online.
Which let me see here. Not gonna lie, I think I'm the only one either doesn't care about or muted me for some reason. Char! Char!
Char is hurt. He's heartbroken.
Yeah.
What did do to you, Char? What did they do?
But look, we have a guest, and it's time to get back to the guest.
All
here.
right.
So Flux, we didn't forget about you. I've been looking at your eyes, seeing how you're going to react to all the side comments. But because guys, you guys missed it. We were talking before the stream went live, and she threw an eye roll. It was the greatest thing ever. Guys, it was so powerful. I'm hoping I can make her do it again during the show. I'm sorry. I apologize beforehand. But I was just like, ooh.
Let's just bring
spicy.
up. If we just bring up the Google conversation, it might happen. You never know.
You never know. But I have some questions to get to. So this is
all right. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Flux, what's something you'd like to see added to Dreams?
Oof.
Oof.
Like, damn, this list is so long. How much time you got?
It's just well, I think they will add more templates. I really love the templates, the last templates they put. the last time. Yeah, because I'm not a logic person.
Mm,
Try to be better,
me
but
neither.
it's so useful. It's so useful. Yeah.
It is.
I mean,
It
just
is very useful when using when trying to make a game. I know I failed. So
like big shout out to these new templates though. Like the way that they've done them. Like we was talking about this last week after the show. Um, just the way that they've done these new templates just seem to be perfect compared to like the tutorials where you have all the voiceover and the little video in the corner and everything. Like these are just so much simpler. You just have some text, it tells you when to go into edit mode, and then when you go back in it recognizes that you've done something and it applauds you for it. It's so simple, sweet, and perfect. It's just get straight to the point. You put something here. This is how you do it. Move on. And it's just so simple. And I hope that they continue to make more of these templates because it really does help newcomers into getting into the genres they want. Because I mean, traditionally speaking, going into Dreams, it's 3D. Like, you're instantly put into a 3D space. So for someone new coming to Dreams that wants to make a 2D platformer, that's going to take a lot of thinking, a lot of research, a lot of YouTube videos to figure out how to make a 2D game in a 3D engine. So the fact that they've just gave everyone this 2D platform and template means that those people can just jump straight into the genre that they want, and it makes the experience a lot more easier and more enjoyable for them. So I hope that they continue to do these templates and add a ton of them to help newcomers come into the franchises they want to build.
yeah, and I mean, as we've talked about before, I think the one of the biggest things against Dreams is that people want ease of access, and when you first come into Dreams, unless you have like that. If you have that old man drive, like that, I don't have long left, I gotta learn it now, or it's not getting done, like that drive, that real grit, learning all this stuff can be, as you put it, difficult. Like, it can kind of stop you dead in your tracks and you're left there like, well, I wanted to do it, but yeah, I don't think I can do it. These templates change that. And a lot of people who needed the templates at first, like, when they first bought Dreams, now they can come back. If they or when they come back, they can see, oh, well, now I have the infrastructure there. I can learn to do it. Like me, I need time because I haven't even, like, we were talking about how much we wanted these templates, and I have not been able to get on Dreams to look at these templates yet. Like, I haven't even had the moment to like try them, and I've been wanting to do a 2D game or a 2D game for so long. And I'm just like, now's the time, and I have no time. But when I do have time, that's gonna be my little back burner project that I'm gonna come out with and wow nobody with when I'm done. But
I think what these templates does well as well is because you have a base to build off of, you're not starting completely from scratch, which makes it not so overwhelming as well. Like if you're going into a new thing and like the 2D platformer again, for instance, like having a base there to build off of, it's so, at least for me, because I'm terrible at dream shaping, like it just gives me so much more determination to build something from it because I have that bone structure there to work from. So all I've got to do now is sculpt my own stuff or even just use Dreamverse assets and make it the way I want it to look. The whole experience is just so much more enjoyable from a novice perspective that I think if they add more of these, it can really, really help when a new influx of players comes in. It's going to really help them to start to learn the basis of Dreams because they've got something to play around with to begin with.
yeah, Flux, have you used VR?
No, I don't. I didn't buy the VR stuff.
I didn't either.
I own. Yeah.
But I consider moves to be part of VR, even though you don't have 20 pounds hanging off the front of your head. So, like, have you
Mm,
tried the moves at all? Or,
no, I don't own Move, and I'm on a PS4 Slim. So I'm really. It's a bit roots.
so,
Uh, my settings are not great.
hey, how do you
But
feel about being on a PS4 Slim and still, making fantastic work as opposed to someone like me with a PS5 who still can't do anything. So, like, what? Do you just laugh from the shadows? Like, I may
Peasants.
not have the technology, but I'm better than you. No, uh, just so. Given your fashion background, do you? I'm trying to win people over here. Just hear me out. Do you wish Dreams had a stylus interface?
A
Like you
style.
like
Here we
Wacom, like a
go.
Wacom
Here we
tablet?
go.
Like what?
Like a Wacom tablet?
Uh,
The pin like you can
like
draw on your computer? Like do you,
oh, I never used that. It was like 10 years ago, so we didn't have this when I
oh,
studied fashion.
oh.
But yeah, no, no, like
And
the red plus little pen.
Maybe it's just you might
it,
need that
it
wants to
is.
wake
Oh
up.
no, it is. I'm trying to find any way
But
that I
hey,
can.
look, listen, we know that Media Molecule will just put stuff in and out for individual people. Maybe you should just send a tweet. You never know. They might just go, okay, it's here. At the end of the day, Wacom support will be patched in. You never
I feel
know.
like I don't have to because I've literally told them on this show. Like like and the thing is I actually saw a tutorial today from someone who has like a drawing style, and it actually made me feel invigorated again to like try to really work with lines like and of course there's always Wide Lead Better who does amazing work, and he
Pioneers them.
his thing was to use like just paint everything. He's like, don't try to use color like molds or anything, just paint everything. And yeah, I mean, we'll see. I just really feel like Flux, you've walked into like a long running thing, as you can tell, where it's just like I've always like Dreams. There's peripherals people like to use, and for me, when it comes to art, I like using Wacom tablets. I like using like being able to literally put my pen either on the screen or, on the little tablet and draw. And I always feel like if I had that with how easy everything else is in Dreams, I feel like I'd be able to create to a, a much higher caliber because of just how I like how my mind works. But I can't. And so I'm trying to gather a coalition of people who want the Wacom integration.
That and the Power Glove.
And see, but the Power Glove I backed off of because what I designed, my schematics for the Power Glove are basically PSVR 2.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
So
Yeah,
when
that's all
PSVR
right
2
then.
comes out, I'm not going to have the Power Glove argument anymore. But that's why I asked about VR, because I was wondering if you've dealt with the moves and like there's a lot of people that say like certain things when using Flex and Paint, like it's just so much easier like to use with those things, but they're not for me. And so I don't know if it's just a block that I have or what, but yeah.
I
No,
heard,
sorry, go on, Flex. Yeah.
yeah, I heard it's so much easier with VR and moves because with VR you can see how deep is the paint.
Yeah,
I
you got the
heard.
whole depth of field. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but for list I had to draw two things, and it was with the controller. It was really really hard. I had to draw a lighthouse for the UI, and I draw uh, something like a bird roar was here, like uh, the tag. No, wait, I don't know the name in English. Like the street heart on the building. I had to draw something on the lighthouse, and yeah, it was super hard. I had to do it so many times.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I just really feel like it's the one thing for me that had it been there on day one, I probably would have a lot more done than I do if I had that integration, because a lot of people will say like, oh well, you can just paint it or you could just do whatever. I'm just like, but it's like the mouse, it's like the keyboard and mouse versus controller argument that I always bring up, where it depends on what you're most comfortable with. And I'm most comfortable having it in my hand and being able to control my lines. And I can't get that same thing with the moves. Like, you can have line control and stuff like that, but it just doesn't seem to register in my brain. Bottom line is I failed. I failed to get one more person on board.
One day.
One day. One day. And we had a little backup. Dirty Harold said, I'd love a pencil. Would you? Are you trolling me, or is that actually you backing me? And Olit said, I'll find someone else one day or someday to start a petition. Yeah, if I could actually find people who weren't just like, you just suck. get good, chump. And like, if I could find people who actually felt how I felt, like, I feel like I could get that petition going, because I mean, our consoles are literally computers at this point. Like, it's no different than just updating a driver and it would be able to work with it. So I don't see why it's not already a thing, personally. But, if it takes it, I'll just whine about it until, I give up. That's all I give up. And I'm like, you know what? They're just not going to do it. Let me stick with lackluster lines. Let me see. Here we go. Char says, if I could use a drawing tablet for paint on Dreams, Dreams will be the only art program I use.
Seems you're gaining yourself a little army now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it does everything else. It just feels weird that it doesn't do this. Like, that's kind of like the basis of my point. It's like, think about how they do. Literally, they have the core of every program. Like, every program in Dreams. And then they improve on it. This is the only thing. And it's because, and I understand why. It's because it was built more as and conceptualized as more of a painterly medium. And so having these broad strokes and, the broad strokes with your lines and with their fleck and all that, it makes perfect sense. But now,
in the beginning it did, yes, but
yeah.
But like, Dreams has evolved now to the point where people are breaking away from that traditional convention of how to use the tools in Dreams anyway. I mean, Flux is, an example of that with the way that she's created her game. So I do see your point. Like, yeah, I mean, it would definitely benefit by having it. I mean, it's not a disadvantage in any way. So it's just more ways to create.
So, back more to me not whining about not having a wake up.
The things that you want and can't have.
It's the things I want and can't have. Even though Dirty Harold said you can draw paint on 3D objects in Procreate on the iPad, it works really well. Do it, Yes. If I'm not the sole voice hitting them on Twitter with with this, they'll come around. I truly believe it. And then they'll watch one of these episodes. They'll look deep into my eyes. They'll smell my eyes. And once they do, they'll know the truth.
They're like, damn. They're like, let's get this patched in.
And oh god, we have Power Glove comments. I'm gonna stay away from them for now. I'm gonna stay away for now because I'm not trying to get into that. They'll have my whole manifesto out here. Olet said he would like it, the stylus, but there's so many things he wants before. Back to the templates. Payoff Wizard, another awesome creator. If y'all have not seen Payoff Wizard stuff, like, awesome.
I'm going to use one of his templates for the project after my Suze, like, actually.
There we go.
Okay. There you go, yeah.
payoff, as I always tell you, doing great things. Can't wait to have you on the show. And I'm just thankful to be working with him in the form of, voice work and stuff. So like just to be a part of the greats is good enough for me. um, but he said, I'd love to know what % of creators on Dreams the templates are actually helpful for. I feel like most of the users now have enough knowledge where it's easier starting with a blank scene. I think that because we see so many great creations in the Dreamiverse, we forget that we only maybe see like 5% of it.
Very
and
true.
the
Yeah.
other 95% of dreamers are literally like fighting tooth and nail to try to create anything. And so I would think it's a very high percentage. It's just we have a really loud community and a lot of talented people. So
We are spoiled with talent,
yes.
100%. I mean, the talent in this community and what they can create is unlike anything I've ever seen. It's just there's always something new every day to look at. Like there's always something to make you question how they even did it. Like every time I go onto Dreams, it's just like, okay, well, here's a whole plethora of new stuff and talent that I need to look at. It's just incredible. It never ends.
Uh-oh. We have a first time chat. Gabri Rock, 87 Rock. I'm just going to call you Rock. Said VR and PS Move better than drawing tablet. You going to come in like that as a first time chatter, bro? you just gonna come for me like that?
Yeah, just insult him live on air. Like
no, and that's the thing. I think certain people it is, but that's why I always go back to that idea of it's about what you're comfortable with. Like some people just got the moves and and especially within VR, like I'm hoping that PSVR 2 will do this to me. But a lot of people got their hands on the moves and they're just like, oh my God, you could do everything. And that's not how I felt when I got my hands on them. I'm like, oh, now I'm going to relearn the game again, the basics of how to move around in this game again. And then, oh, I still can't create what I wanted. And that's just me. It could be that maybe I just can't create what I want. Like maybe that's it. But I think my best chance at it is a stylus. I truly do, because I've used a stylus before on every other program. I have no problems. I mean, even in Blender, I didn't have a problem. But just imagine if you could detail with a stylus instead of and maybe again this is just me, but like go and watch the way someone sculpts a face in like Blender or Sculptress or one of these other programs, and the way that they're able to do certain things, I don't think is the program. It's the fact that they're able to do it with a stylus to create like the exact line they want as opposed to the gesture of the line they want. And I think that's that's where it starts. But
Yeah.
anyway, like I said, I'm gonna have an episode by myself one day that's just me talking about why a stylus would be great. But even for an experienced dreamer, it's a good starting place for a jam or something. Yeah, I definitely with templates. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they just have to get you through the door, and then once you've had a chance to see everything in action, I think that'll help a lot of people as opposed to, spending 8 hours not doing, but being shown and then still not, and then just not retaining that information. So like, it's all about how you learn. And a lot of people learn by doing, but they still have to have that voice, that thing telling them what to do while they're doing it. They can't just look at it and be like, oh, it's a wall of logic. I got it. I learned it all just by staring at it through osmosis of the eyes. I have learned all there is to know about dreams.
I know dreams now. That's it. It's done.
Yeah. Waking up like Neo in Kung Fu. It's like, okay. I mean, some of y'all are like that. I'm not.
Yeah, just waking up like, I know dreams.
Yeah. I spent the last week fighting the logic of a car asset. And I was like, I don't get it. Basically, the way this car worked in my scene is that, and I got it from the Dreamiverse, but the car was amazing. It's like the most detailed car I've seen in Dreams. And it has a logic system, but it's like it turned the car, but not in relation to the world that it's in. It's like
Okay.
the way I was thinking about it, because I was like, how does this car work like this? No one could ever use this. And I was like, except if it's the world in their game that's moving, not the car.
Not the car. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like it would go straight, but if it turned, the car would turn, but the car would actually just keep going straight. Eh,
Ah, okay, yes, yeah.
yeah. And so I spent a week trying the I'd be working on, because I have a lot of contracts and website stuff, websites I'm building and blah 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 blah. And in between that, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna take a break from this. Let me take a look back at this car. And I was just trying to go through, follow all the logic. I was like, I get it. Okay, I'm starting to understand. And then I couldn't fix it. So I tried to fix it for a week. Now, I thought this short film was going to take me like a week to finish, but this one car, it took me a week. And then at the end of the day, I literally carved the logic out of the car, stole the chassis for the car, and stuck it on another asset.
You made a Franken car.
I made a Franken car that works. That works. I found a car that worked, and I was like, I hate the way this looks, but it works. And I was like, wait a minute. And I just carved the other car out of itself and put it on the other car. Now it looks great. Perfect. I just wasted a week trying to learn logic. And yeah. Got like it's just, I mean, I think it has to help some people, and I'll be back to report how much these templates help when I get a chance to actually go and try them,
Yeah.
and
I
I can see for
100%,
myself.
yeah, I 100% want to try the 2D platformer template and see if I can make something out of that, because that would be really cool. And the fact that I have like zero logic knowledge, so the fact that it's all there, it's done. All I've got to do is just actually create the visuals of it is perfect for me. So I might give that a go and see if I can actually make something.
Yeah,
I hope they will make more pixel art 2D templates too, especially top down pixel art. I like it, and yeah, but I don't know how they would manage it for the character.
leave that
I mean,
up to them.
yeah, I mean, I've seen top-down pixel art style games made in Dreams before, so I mean, there's to be honest, in my mind, there's nothing that Media Molecule can't do. So I just think, yeah, they can do it. They just need time to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, that's with everything. I think we were talking about that with all the things people want from Dreams, except for me. They're not trying to do what I want. But yeah, but yeah, with everything, it's like it's more of like a how can we do it as opposed to will we do it.
Yeah.
It's like how do we implement this into what we already have? And as with anything, that can be more complicated than say just being like, hey, we have multiplayer now. Like maybe it just doesn't work with what you built off the top, so it becomes more difficult.
Yeah.
Payoff Wizard said templates in the vein of Stevie Big Gun's Adventure Puppet would be far more helpful in my opinion. I would say both would be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a place for both.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
why restrict yourself to less when you can have more?
Yeah. Char said, Mighty, if you're looking for a quality tablet but cheaper, I'd recommend checking out Tablet by XP Pen. I actually have the Wacom 27 QHD, like right here. It's just a big screen I can draw on. I just never show that part of my setup. That's usually where I keep cameras and stuff. But or do artwork when I'm doing artwork. But Yeah. So I'm not in the market, but if I could take this and plug it directly into the PlayStation, mm, 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 mm. Let me tell you. That would be like whew, that would be like a fine wine, baby. Oh my God. I'm just daydreaming about it now. If I could actually control the flex just on this screen that I'm completely comfortable with and not a controller, y'all would think it wasn't even me anymore. Y'all would see a huge shift in how great my quality is overnight. And that's why I want it. That's why I want it. Like, I'm willing to
Mm.
learn, and I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to learn and become more comfortable with things. And I have to try this new style, like I said, from the tutorial I saw earlier today. That's, might make me a little more comfortable with, using the lines I have. But there would be like an exponential shift if they were just like, yeah, we made it so you could plug your tablet into the PlayStation. I'd have a little bit of a tone to me, just a little.
He'd be
I'm
like, "I have arrived."
I'm not saying the poop wouldn't stink, but I'm saying it would stink less. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So Ghost Fruit, amazing job with Ascent remastered. Oh yeah, for Payoff Wizard.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Like
So good.
it's like I said, I was just happy to be a part of it. Just happy to be a part of it. Anytime Payoff reaches me and is like, "Hey, do you want to do blah blah blah?" Yes, I do. And it's the same for anyway. Hey, that reminds me, you looking for any voice work for your games, Flux? Just hit me up.
Uh,
I got you.
okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, you don't have to answer me right now. I just love putting people on the spot. So then there's like, I don't, no. But no, believe me, I picked up like 6 voice gigs in the last 3 days. So I got a lot of work to do with the already no time that I have apparently. Oh no, Jet Yeti! I didn't realize it was Payoff Wizard. Oh no, Spicy Delia. What's going on, my guy? Let's see.
Play the remastered yet, but it's on my play later list.
Is
So
is anybody's play later list looking like their Netflix queue at this point?
Yes.
Get-
It
where,
never ends.
where it's just like at some point you're just at a point you just end up looking at it like I'm going to play these, but I don't. But I just don't know when.
My play later playlist literally looks like the Dreamiverse. It's so full of stuff because I just see something like, yeah, I'll play that later. Because I do it on In Dreams as well. Like when I'm working, if I have a quick break, I just scroll through In Dreams on my phone. I'm like, oh, that looks good. Play later, play later, play later, play later. And I just get so busy, I don't get the time to play all of these creations. And so I just have literally the whole entire Dreamiverse in my playlist. But I would love to take a week off and just live in the Dreamiverse and just play through them all.
Well,
I
go
usually
ahead.
play. I usually play them. It's the wait. Yeah, I usually play them, but it's only the newest one, and the old ones I
Mm.
just about them. But
They fade away into the Dreamiverse. I
yeah,
wanted to
it's
play you. Uh,
better this.
let me see here. Trying to get through everything. Gabri left or is not saying anything. I was just joking though. Yeah. I enjoy people telling me how much I suck. I do, because I do. And so it's part of the get good, school of learning. Let me see here. Trying to get down to Jet Yeti says his play later list is huge. Yeah.
It
At
is a
a
problem.
Char said his is at 1,000 for sure. Good
Wow.
Lord. Oof.
Over 1,000 in the play later queue. Damn.
Yep.
You should just do a stream, like just do a 24-hour stream, Char, and
Okay.
just play through them all.
Okay, first off, Char, don't listen to this man. Okay, I am just a person that I can't endorse the 24-hour streams. It's just way too it's not good for your health, okay? So you won't hear me endorsing that. But maybe if you want to do some streams and knock that list out, that would be fantastic. This guy's trying to kill you over here. I mean, just to
Look,
go
it's a
off.
good way to get through them more quickly. Just pop a few Red Bulls, get some coffee on the go.
Yeah,
Happy days.
you literally just induced a heart attack with your game plan. A few Red Bulls, not one, a few, and then
It's
coffee.
okay. Yeah, it's
Then
all right.
coffee.
Yeah, just spread it evenly throughout the 24 hours so you don't kill yourself. Like, just be sensible with it. It'll be fine.
You lose the ability to be sensible about anything when you get once you reach maybe a third of the way through that time. You're no longer doing it because you're being sensible. I'm sorry. No. So on to other things, I guess. What's I guess what other dreamers have you seen in the Dreamiverse that you're really like, I guess, super inspired by?
Yeah, I would say Rocky with again, like their After Image project is so beautiful. I really love it. Uh, yeah, there are so many actually. uh, I would say Immortal Mason. You had him on
Yes.
the podcast lately. I really love Saku's mind work. His tutorial really helped me a lot. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Laser Prince or Prince Laser? I
Yes,
always
Prince
forget.
Laser.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they made really pretty things lately. If I don't mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those are all top notch users. I would say, you would you be interested? And I'm not asking for like me. I'm just asking, like, do you like working alone, or do you find it's just an easier thing to start out with than working in a group? Because I feel like once someone sees like a top creator, they probably get bombarded with messages of,
Yeah, I
hey,
would imagine so.
do you want to work on this with me or whatever? Like, have you like do you just want to work alone, or are you open to collaborations with other people in the community?
I think I prefer working alone because it's less stressful, and I'm a bit of a control freak.
Ooh.
So, so I want it this way. And
Did you that XL? I got
Yeah.
your point. She's like, I want it this way. That's awesome. That's I love it. I love it.
but
Yeah.
I'm working with someone. Actually, I'm just helping a little bit. It's still a secret, but
Oh yeah, don't tell secrets. If yeah, I'll know it.
but
I'll know it when I see it. Hopefully.
yeah. So I'm just helping, and but yeah, I have so many projects in this at the same time. It's really my problem right now. I am making a free project right now, plus the collaboration, so it's a bit overwhelming.
Well, I saw earlier you put out that Studio Ghibli style tree, and
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that looked fantastic. So
thank
good,
you.
it is.
so
It's
good.
really, really nice.
Like
I'm so happy we can achieve this on Dreams. I was not sure we're making it, and I'm so happy.
it looks great. As I put under the post, like that style makes me like want to see just a really built out 2D side scroller, even though it's 3D. It's like seeing that type of depth within a 2D environment always was a style that I liked. And so, yeah, it's oh god, Vinwave and Flux collab. Did you see Vinwave's newest animation? His
Yes.
hand drawn
That
animation?
hand-drawn stop motion looking
Yeah,
one
I
is
think I retweeted it. I think it was amazing.
it's just incredible.
And
Yeah,
and yeah, see,
it's
someone like
really
him would tell me to shut up when I talk about stylist work, and I'm just like, I don't. It literally looks like magic to me that he was
But
able to do that.
did you see the original piece that he made before that whole colorful piece?
oh no.
No.
So
No.
there was a tweet before he created that whole colorful piece.
Okay.
If you go through his Twitter, you'll see it. It was just a really bare bones version of it, like a skeleton version
Oh
of
cool.
that. So I saw that, and it was really nice. Just even the really basic version, it just looked really dreamsy, and it was nice. And then he just came out all of a sudden with this super pastel painted, beautiful looking animation, and it's just insane, like how well done it is. There's so many moving elements, and it's incredible to see the transformation from the original concept to the finalized piece is phenomenal. He's an amazing creator, though. He's always done phenomenal work.
I think
Yes, I remember their previous work, and it's always amazing.
Yeah, he is incredible.
yeah, I'm trying to find it, but Twitter tried to get rid of me a moment ago. It,
I
like it,
will find it. Hold on.
it literally tried to erase everything.
There we go. I've got it here. I'll pop it into the chat of Twitch so everybody can see the before and after of this creation.
Cool.
Huh. Oh, awesome. Awesome. So,
So you can see like the transformation from the original concept to the finalized product is just insane.
oh, see, I actually loaded it, and yes, that is pretty awesome. It reminds me a lot of if anyone's familiar with Tekken Kincrete. It's a anime. It was a manga back in the day. I'll type it out in case. Tekken Kincrete. There we go. If you haven't seen the anime movie, then yeah, watch it because it's amazing. But it reminds me of that and in motion. But yeah, Vinwave, just amazing, amazing.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah. So we have a request from Payoff Wizard for you and Vinwave to collab.
Oh, that
and,
would be so
and,
good.
and I think we all need to see it.
Oh, yeah, that has to happen. One
Yeah.
way or another, make that happen. That would be incredible.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you guys would create, but whatever it is, it would be perfect. That's all I'm gonna say.
Absolutely.
Cool. No, I would love it. Yeah. I have no idea either what we would make. Because our styles are really different.
But
The
that's what I
same.
think. That's what would make it so cool looking. Is like combining both of your styles together to create another unique style. It would just be insane.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just like, I see, this is why I'm an idea guy. As soon as you were like, I don't know what we'd create, I started thinking of what you'd create. And I'm like, I got it, guys. I have it. And I actually do have it. If y'all can't figure out anything, talk to me because I have an idea. And it's just one image, not a full game, not just one image. It can loop like the other one. It'll be perfect. Just come to me if you ever need it. Anyway, so
Okay.
yeah, my mind does that. But anyway, Jet Yeti, at least to me, if anybody needs help with something in dreams, I always help with collaborations, feedback, etc. if I can, but most people either hesitate to ask or don't want to. That's me. So when I first started dreams, I hated it for a while because I was in a situation where even though there is all things amazing things being made and I can make them, I never knew how, and I figured people never wanted anything to do with me because they were busy with their own work. Yeah, I do feel like that is something within the Dreamiverse because I mean, especially now, like if, and I'm not saying this as a negative, but like a lot of people who knew each other from the beta a lot of those people really clicked up in the beginning of Dreams. Like like they were all working together, but because
Mm.
of it they weren't really working outside of that group. And now that a bunch of people have learned how to do things, everybody's off doing like working on their big project now. Like either the big project or they have like three smaller ones. And so like catching up with people to try to learn certain things is really it can feel daunting. It can feel like you just can't do it, honestly. And it'll, and it can it can make you feel a little on the outside. But again, that's why I think a lot of these templates and other little templates like the community is putting out, or
Yeah.
I know there's certain people who do animation and like Willow the Bob, who they intend to make like really really good puppets, like base puppets for people like with baked in abilities and stuff that people can use. And it's all those little things stacking up little by little that are going to make Dreams really flourish. It's going to like, and Flux with, trying to work on this tutorial of getting out this, the flat color look. And like
Mm.
all these things are going to make it so that Dreams, I mean, just think of where Dreams was last year to now. And it's insane. And then
Yeah.
just, if you ever feel down, just think about where it'll be in another year. It's going
It's
to
fun
continue
to
to
think
grow.
about. It's so fun to think about, like the things that people are going to make and how they're going to break dreams even more and like, come out with all these new art styles and different effects and things that we didn't think was possible. Like we've got so much more to come. And then, they're going to update dreams again with more tools and things, and then they're going to break those and make them do things they shouldn't have done. And yeah, it's just insane to think like, 3 or 4 years from now, I think Dreams is going to be completely unrecognizable to what it is at this present stage. It's just going to be insane. I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
So I guess what, because we kind of got sidetracked a little bit, but what else do you want to see in Dreams? Like, or what do you think would make your life easier within Dreams other than templates?
Um, I don't know. It's not easier. It's just monetization. Because at the beginning, I didn't want it because everything is free and everybody is sharing their work so easily because we are all passionate. But I would like to become an independent game developer, and I know that one day I want to make money from it. Not now, but and if I can stay on Dreams, that would be perfect. But yeah, I'm hoping this, but we will see.
Well, you are not alone. There.
No, it's a very common discussion we have on this podcast.
Yeah, and I know it's a bit controversial, but
I wouldn't say it's controversial. I wouldn't at all. I would say that it's an evolution of what we have with dreams. Like at this point, I think it's inevitable for monetization to come to dreams at some point. I mean, when it happens, we have no idea, but I would say at some point monetization is going to happen because it just opens up so many doors for creators and the potential for more people to come to the platform because monetization is there. It's a whole conversation, but yeah, I'm a big believer that monetization is 100% coming to dreams. It's just a matter of when.
I can't think of and maybe this is what makes it difficult. Maybe this is what makes it difficult for Sony. But I can't imagine having the resource and not using it. Like
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
mm,
biggest
stupid.
thing for it. It's you literally, and I mean, yeah, it's a little weird, but you literally have, because I don't want to refer to us as this because it feels weird, but you literally have a never-ending workforce of game developers
Essentially.
and other
Yeah.
things. So
Yeah,
it,
locked to your platform.
yeah. So it's only a matter of time. I know people get people raise eyebrows because I sound so confident about when I talk about that it's going to be monetized, but yeah, I am very confident because it just does not make sense if it
Yeah,
doesn't.
I would bet money on it. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Oh, and Vorn Doom said that the Neo Noir pixel piece is so good, and that was one that I found on your actual in Dreams. It was for the I think you said it was Lady Lex's challenge that she was doing, and you made the one with the like robot carrying the thing with the geisha face. Yeah, that looks dope as fuck. Excuse me.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
But yeah, because I
it's
kept
getting explicit now.
I kept wanting to say it. I kept wanting to say it every time it showed up on the screen, and we were always talking about something else. But yeah, I had to grab that picture because I was just like, that is awesome. And like I said, it's in that 2D form. That I was just like, yes. I don't know what this love of 2D is that I've gained since starting Dreams. I don't, because I'm not really a 2D player. I mean, it's like, because I'm not a retro gamer. Like, because I grew up with it. So it was kind of like, for some people, it's like they have this thing where they look back on games and they're just like, oh, that's so cool and blah, 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 blah. For me, I was like, yeah, it was cool, but it's cooler now. We have better things now. So I don't know, maybe it's just my oldness. But yeah, it's ever since Dreams, I kind of have hit that point where I'm just like, I want to do a 2D game like really bad, but I also want to do other things and I have no time. So who sees it? We'll see if I do anything. Anyway, the point is, let me see here. But yes, thank you, Vorn, for bringing that up because yes, that Neo Noir pixel piece is absolutely fantastic. It really is. Olit said, a never-ending workforce. Sony investing a lot more money in growing suddenly makes a lot more sense when you put it that way. Yeah. That's
Exactly.
I mean, really, like we're doing it for the art, just like is doing it for like their business, but they do it because they love it. That's why they make these types of games that nobody else makes. Like they consistently make games that no one else makes. And they've kind of handed that off to us now. And, they'll still make their games, but it's like, that's what we are. Even like we're artists, we're dreamers, but in the business world, in the real world, as a resource, we are never ending workforce. Like we are people that are just inspired to create. And if you're Sony, you have now a pool of people who just won't stop creating content for you to use.
And you have to remember it's Sony.
Yeah. Which means
enough said, they're going to want their money.
They're gonna
they want their cut.
They're gonna want their money. But will we agree with how they get there? If it's Sony, that's the trade-off.
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ultimately, is how they would do it.
Oh God, Payoff Wizard said we could just ask John Beach to split his salary with the Dreams active user base. I wouldn't do that to that man.
That poor man. Don't leave John. Leave John out of it. He's making trains. Leave him be.
Yeah. So, yeah, Papa Sony does want its money, but I'm just, I feel like even if they put nothing else into it, it's already done its job. We're gonna make sure
100%.
we're gonna make sure that it stays an active force, literally, until they do something with it. So it's gonna be fantastic. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give Flux a moment to, I'd say, leave a few words for the Dreamiverse before we wrap it up today. She looks like she's very surprised that I'm saying this because she is. She was. You see her face, it like slowly went from a
God.
to a look of pure fear. But no. If you have any words out there to encourage, other dreamers that are fighting to try to create something as beautiful and stylized as your work, like, do you have any words of encouragement for them? Anything you could tell them to really just pick them up and make them feel at home?
Yeah, no, just I hope my future tutorial for the flat color technique will help many people, and you all can do it. Yes.
I'll say that'll work. That'll work, ladies and gentlemen. That'll work. We are out for the night. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Hopefully you guys had fun, and we've talked about a myriad of things. We have one more week's show. Next week is oh God, who do we have next week?
I was just about to have a look.
It what's his name? TX Lightworks? He's on YouTube.
Yes, TX Lightworks.
Yes, TX Lightworks is who we're gonna have next week. He does a lot of sculpting and building realistic I can't think of anything anymore, guys. I think I'm done. I think my mind just went kaput for the week. I think I just burned out live.
Yeah. I think next week will technically be our last episode for the year, possibly, because
unless we do an impromptu
unless
one.
We do,
randomly.
unless we just decide to do something. I think next week will be our last official episode for the year.
Textures. That's what I was trying to think. He does a lot of realistic textures and sculpts. If you go to his YouTube, you'll see a lot of things that are great. But yeah, we'll be back next week with him. And Flux, thank you for joining us. I do hope you had fun. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Thank you.
And thank you for making your amazing content. It's a pleasure to look at.
Indeed.
Thanks.
All right. See everyone next week.
Oh, wait. I'm getting salt in the chat. Hold up. Notorious came in and said, if your hoodie covers your ears, how can you hear? Let me tell you.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
The porousness of fabric, ma'am. No, I'm just... No, Notorious is a longtime friend since college. But yes. Thank you, everybody. And we will see you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.